Hey everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse. And guys, I just got done a little while ago seeing Avatar: The Way of the Water. I finally got to see it. I actually saw it around 2 o'clock. Literally, the movie is 3 hours and 12 minutes. And I'm pretty much want to give a spoiler-free review because I want you guys to go see this movie without any spoilers. I don't want to spoil anything. There's already a whole bunch of spoilers on TikTok as we speak of this great movie. And literally, as you guys just heard me just say, I think it was a great movie. Even though the last Avatar movie came out in 2009, and it was such a groundbreaking phenomenon when it came to the way movies could look, and it was really the first movie that really pushed 3D and seeing movies in 3D, and really pushed the whole the groundbreakingness of CGI and stuff like that, and how it can be used. James Cameron, and how the fact that this movie was, the number one movie, I think I think it was, Titanic was first, then it was Avatar, James Cameron has had number one movies, and I think this was the second, second, number one movie. I think this was the first movie. I think the number one movie, I think, in the box office and stuff like that. I think this actually, took over Titanic. But either way, James Cameron is really known for taking over, the theaters, really, when it comes to having a number one movie and stuff like that. Hell, Endgame knocked it out for a while. That was the first movie that could overthrow Avatar for the number one movie spot, and then he put it out again, and then Avatar retook that spot again. From Avengers Endgame. But people speculated when this movie dropped, kind of said this movie was a couple of years too late. People aren't going to be interested in this movie, and blah 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 blah. And me going to see this movie, when I saw the trailer, and I know they showed us the first trailer for this movie. I forget when they showed us the first trailer. I know it was covering over a movie. I can't remember what movie it was. I want to say maybe it was I can't remember. I want to say it was James Bond, but I could be wrong. It took we got a special sneak peek of I guess we got our first trailer covering a movie. I can't remember really what movie it was on the top of my head. If you can remember, Cole, definitely let me know. But I remember when I first saw this trailer, I was like, oh my god, this movie, it looks breathtaking. And mind you, James Cameron wanted to wait for the CGI to get enhanced, and to really he wanted to make the water look so real. So he waited a couple of years to really wait for CGI to make those big leaps in advancement and stuff like that, and really make things look really good and real. And and once you see this movie, you understand, oh my god, this is why he waited, because this movie was breathtaking. I saw it with my bro Jaron earlier. And, it was funny because he didn't see the first one. He's never seen the first one. So I was like, are you sure you want to see this movie? And he's like, yeah, I'll just watch the first one after I'm done seeing this movie. I was like, okay, cool. We went, he kind of fell asleep in a little bit of kind of, I don't want to say it's the middle, but kind of going into the middle half of the movie. But, it's because of his sleep schedule that kind of threw him off and stuff like that, because he does, he works, so he used to do night shifts, so he's kind of, he kind of, left his old job, and he's kind of, needs to, adapt back to, a normal sleep schedule. So it wasn't because the movie was just, slow for him or whatever. It wasn't because of that. It's because of his sleep schedule. But honestly, I couldn't take my eyes off of off the movie. When it started to when it finished, I just was so locked into the plot. I was so, at awe of the visual effects, and just the way how, Jake and Neytiri looked, and how all the rest of the avatars looked, and how the whole planet of Pandora looked, and also us exploring, not just being with the Na'vi, but also in the trailers we get introduced to a new tribe, a more water-based tribe of Pandora, and it was super cool to see the differences between the Na'vi and also this water-based tribe, and how they and their way of living. And I really love the mindset of to see where Jake and also Neytiri are from the first movie, and see where they are in this movie. And really, this is the foundation of this movie is a family, based foundation of this movie is what you will do to protect your family, and what lengths you will go to protect your family. And I really do love that, because they have kids in this movie. We see that from in the trailers. It kind of has the same essence of the first movie where, like, you know, there is, you know, the sky people come back to Pandora. I don't want to really, I'm not going to give the reason on why they come back again, but of course they are back. And I even said to myself, you know, but it was in a new, fresh take on why they are back. And I really did enjoy kind of the, you know, the little like things that they put into why the sky people are back. They kind of gave it some flair of they're there for some reason, but also there are reoccurring characters from the first movie, which again I don't want to give any spoilers away, but they kind of have, in a sense, from in the trailers, they have avatars of their own, you know, coming back, and it's some, maybe with some familiar faces. I'm not going to say anything more than that, but I, you know, really liked how, you know, they kind of did that, but it didn't feel like it was just a retelling of the first movie. But the kind of the essence of is that, you know, they want to protect their family, and, you know, they want to protect, you know, Pandora. And that's what I love too, though. That's the biggest thing I love about James Cameron's movies, is that, you know, he has a message trying to speak the message of, you know, he is for, you know, protecting the planet, and you know, and he's all about, pretty much protecting the planet and everything that, you know, that is with our planet and with Earth. So I really do love how we kind of get that, we have that transitioning over to the second movie, and how and really seeing a new light of how beautiful Pandora is, and pretty much the message of they want to protect not just their family, but they want to protect their planet. And, you know, and we really get the essence of, you know, how, you know, the sky people of humans really didn't learn their lesson from the first movie, is that, you know, they keep doing these things. And remember, they left at the end of the first movie, and to have them come back, it's like James was trying to like teach us that we keep doing the same thing and keep hurting our planet, and it's like we can never learn a lesson from it. We keep doing it, and we really get that essence in this movie, is that they went to Pandora to get that, you know, in the first movie, to get that, you know, unobtainium, or I think that was the name of this special, like, you know, rock that they wanted. And you know they ended up, getting, taken out of Pandora. They end up getting, pretty much, you know, they have to retreat out of Pandora, the sky people, because of Jake and Neytiri and everybody coming together to get them off Pandora, and to have them come back for a different reason, but it's like they never learned their lesson. And that was really what's crazy to me, is that he's trying to give us James is trying to tell us that, you know, we keep, you know, us as a human species, and us living on planet Earth, we keep hurting Mother Nature and hurting Earth, and we never learn our lesson. And that was pretty much what he was trying to tell us with the sky people coming back to Pandora after they didn't learn their lesson, you know what I mean, about them, you know, doing the things that they did to Pandora in the first movie, about tearing down the forest and, you know, and taking down, you know, the tree that, you know, the Na'vi lived in. I think her name was Awa or whatever, like the big tree that they ended up taking down. I forget. No, that wasn't. A was like the living being that lives, you know, within Pandora. But the big tree, I forget what it's called. Home Tree. I think it was called Home Tree. And taking that down, and, you know, and just pretty much killing a whole bunch of animals, like, on the planet of Pandora in the first movie. It's like they never learned their lesson. And pretty much, you know, we all know the essence of, you know, why, people from Earth are looking for, a substance, or looking for a new place, because, you know, Earth is, you know, dying essentially. And we know that from the first movie, so that they came to Pandora looking for the resources of that special unobtainium rock from the first movie. And it's crazy because it's like, you know, they didn't learn their lessons from Earth, and, you know, they came to a different planet, and they did the same thing that we do to Earth. So I just love that message that, you know, it's like they don't learn their lessons. You know, people don't learn the lesson of, you know, we are destroying our planet, and that's what James is trying to tell us within this movie, is that, you know, there is no, you know, we get to go to a different planet to go look for another, you know, inhabitable planet. And, you know what I mean? And it's not like if we did go do that, there is no, there's tribes and people that live there, and we're just going to, you know, take them out and do whatever to have, you know, their resources and stuff like that. You can't do that. It's the fact that he's trying to get into our heads that, you know, we need to be responsible for how we are treating our Earth, and, you know, and really, like, you know, stop treating Earth, you know, in a terrible way. You know what I mean? We're not going to get a second chance, and pretty much he's trying to tell us that within his movies. And, you know, and also we need to fight for our home. So it's like, I love how he's kind of like showing us that in the movie, and that's really the premise of Avatar is, of us pretty much, needing to respect Earth and really needing to understand that there is no, keep coming back and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we are in a way like in a disease to planet Earth, the way we are in, destroying Earth. And it's kind of like we're that in the Avatar movies of us going to Pandora, and we keep destroying Pandora, not learning the lesson of in the Avatar movie of Earth being destroyed and us going some other place to another planet and destroying that as well. You know what I mean? And the fact of trying to, like, it's, in a failed attempt to save their planet and all that stuff of Earth. So I just love the messages he's trying to tell here. And, I think we definitely need to take that in a society, like, take this from from his movie and really try to put that in our world to help, protect Earth and help, save it before it's too late. So, I just really loved this movie for the visuals, for the story that they were trying to tell. And there was a lot of, like teary-eyed moments in this movie. Moments I would really love to get into, and I would really love to get into, like, kind of like why, why we are getting introduced to a new tribe. And it's not like, we didn't get introduced to other tribes in the first movie. We did at the end of the movie. Like, Jake got everybody together in the first movie to fight the Sky People and get them off Pandora in the first movie. So it's like, I love how we kind of get a minute to actually spend time with this new tribe, and we get to spend time with, learning how this new tribe works and stuff like that, and get the essence of, family and what you will do to protect family and what lengths you will go to protect family. And that's really what this movie is about family. And just like seeing also again, Zoe Saldana, and also I'm trying to remember Sam Worthington, seeing those two, actors back in these roles, that was freaking phenomenal. Like, it's like they didn't skip a beat. It's like even though it's been all these years and the movie was filmed back in 2009 and we finally get the second one here today, it's like it feels like it hasn't been that long for those two actors to jump back in this role, in their roles. It feels like they didn't skip a beat. It feels like it's literally feels like we got the second one right away. It feels like it really hasn't been that long that we haven't been to Pandora, and I loved that feeling when we went back in. It was like it's like we never left. And it's like, the actors that play these characters never left. And that's what I love. And also the new characters that we got in this movie too were so fun and interesting. And so, their personalities and their characters, I got attached to them instantly, and I didn't want anything happening to them. And I was very invested on, who these characters were and where they were in their story of their lives within the story of the movie. I was really like, feeling for the characters when they were going through things, or when there was there's a lot of crazy sequences in this movie, whether it be whether it be us interacting with the new tribe and how and the way how the beautiful and how the way things look underneath the water and stuff like that, or whether it be when we're in the sky of Pandora and it's like it's like just it looks even more beautiful than it did in the first movie. And you know what I mean. And the thing I really love the most is there's a big final battle at the end of this movie that I feel like is definitely on par with the first movie, but even then, like, the final battle of this movie is like insane. It really is like it's just amazing the way James captured the water in this movie. And it's just, and I love it because it's called The Way of the Water, and the essence of the title of The Way of the Water is that the water is like living. It's its own living entity. And I love how he like made it its own, it's like its own character in the movie, the water. And I love that, hence The Way of the Water. It's like it's its own entity, and it's its own entity within the way the tribe uses it that we get to meet in this movie, and the way they use it, and the way that it's their way of life of using the water, and it's connected to them. I really did love that. And our characters of the Na'vi learning that was really just really, really cool. And I give this movie a 10 out of 10. Like, again, I feel like it's so on par with the first movie. I feel like it's like it's like I don't like this movie more than the other. It feels like it's on the same wavelength of I loved the first movie. I loved this movie. I gave the first movie. It's crazy because when I saw the first movie, I did not like the first movie when I was younger. When this movie came out, I just didn't like it. When the first movie came out, I just didn't like it. But when years later, when I said, you know what, I want to rewatch this movie, and you know, I think I can't remember. It's like I think I. Because I had it, I think I went to, yeah, I think I went to my, went to my, kind of, it's called the Exchange. I went to a store down my street called the Exchange, and, you know, I bought it. And, you know, it was crazy because, you know, I bought it and I rewatched it and I was like, oh my God, like, how did I not understand the message that James was trying to tell here? That it's the fact of how we treat our planet and how we think we can get a second chance and you know and pretty much, you know, just let's say come across another planet that has, you know, a species there and take their resources and pretty much, you know, destroy their planet, not learning our mistake of how we destroyed our planet, and knowing that, you know, and we won't get another chance to, you know, find something to finally save our planet. We need to get ahead of it now, and you know what I mean, and we need to, like, you know, not treat our world the way we treat our world. And I just couldn't believe it. And pretty much showing, and James was trying to show us how beautiful, you know, through Pandora, of how beautiful life is. Not just, you know, not just creatures, not just like, you know, the people of the Na'vi, but also like, you know, plant life and everything, and just seeing everything is he was trying to show us in a different light of using Pandora and using the Na'vi and using the planet of Pandora, showing us the way we should be looking at Earth is that, you know, we take things for granted of, like, you know, how we treat our planet, you know, what our planet gives us. It gives us, you know, food. It gives us, you know, it gives us water. It gives us, you know, just everything. You know what I mean? It really, you know, gives us life essentially, and how we take it for granted. You know what I mean? So I just love the messages. I just didn't get that when I watched it when I was younger. Mind you, I was super young, so when I rewatched it, I was like, oh my God, it's like James is, you know, is a big supporter of saving the environment just as much as I am, and because I'm a big supporter of saving the environment and stuff like that. Like I recycle and stuff like that, and you know what I mean? I try to do the best I can to, you know, help the planet out in any way possible. So that's just great to me, is that, you know, I feel like that's why I really love these movies, is because it's the essence is protecting, you know, is protecting what makes us live, and, you know, in pretty much, you know, protecting such a beautiful place that we take for granted and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I really did. I love it so much. I love the first one. I love this one. I'm so annoyed I didn't get to see this in 3D. Because I asked my bro, I was like, do you want to see this in 3D? And he's like, no. I was like, oh, okay. And I'm not the biggest fan of 3D, but like, when I watched this movie, I was like, oh my God, this would have looked great in 3D, or how it would have looked great in IMAX or even a Dolby, whatever. I feel like you just can't see this movie on a regular screen. You guys go to like a Dolby or an IMAX or watch it in 3D. I feel like you could watch this on a regular screen, but it does not give it as much justice as if you would see it like in an IMAX or a 3D or a Dolby, some sort of like enhanced, cinema, experience. You need to go watch this movie for sure in any sort of enhanced, format. So that's why I'm saying definitely go check out this movie. If you like the first one, you're going to love this one just as much. And again, we really shouldn't, put aside James Cameron and already pretty much, discredit him, because bro, did it again. He really did it again. He I was in just as much awe and just as much of the feeling of wonder, and just so invested as I was in when I watched it, a while, again when I rewatched it, after all those years ago when I watched it in the theater, when I rewatched it and I was like, oh my God, this is just, how did I not see this when I was younger? And I'm really hoping he gets to make those other sequels a part of this movie. I'm really hoping he gets to make the other 4 movies, because he wants to make, I think, 4 more movies. So I really hope he gets to do that. But yeah, guys, I'm really curious to know, did you guys watch Avatar: The Way of the Water? Did you like it? Did you not like it? If you did see it, I don't want you to give any spoilers, but what did you think of it? Hopefully, eventually, I think later down the line, maybe I'll do like also like a spoiler review, maybe I'll make another one after that, after this, who knows. But I'm definitely curious to know, like, what did you think of the movie? Did you guys like this movie? And if you guys didn't see Avatar: The Way of the Water and you're watching this to see if you should go watch it, I'm definitely saying go watch this. It's definitely worth a watch. And yeah, guys, again, here, if you are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put on notifications, like this video. I would love to have you guys here, part of the family, part of the channel. We're all about spreading love, positivity, and motivation. And yet again, guys, we are almost to almost way into 600 subscribers. That is the goal. Right now, we're at 500, and I want to say 98. We're on our way, almost going into 600 subscribers. I would like to get to 620 before the end of the year. I'm still thinking we could do that with your support. So yet again, here, if you are new here, subscribe to the channel, put on notifications, and like this video. When you guys like the video, you guys help out the channel. You guys help build the channel up in the algorithm, and you help people find my channel more. And so that way we can really build up this community. And yeah, guys, I'm really curious to know, did you guys see Avatar: The Way of the Water? And if you didn't, please go check it out. It's already killing it too. Like, I think already, because there was an article about it saying that it hit. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Let me see if I can find it. Let me look it up. Avatar, or actually I could just do comic book. I think it was on the comic book. Was it here? Maybe it was on IGN. Sorry about that. IGN. Because it said how much money the movie made already, which was crazy. I think it went up higher than this now. No, I think this is correct. It says Avatar: The Way of the Water is the third largest opening since the beginning of the pandemic, earning $134 million at the domestic box office and $445 million globally. So it's killing it right now in the box office. And I think there was an updated one, and like I said, that was this was posted 4 hours ago on IGN. I could have swore I came across one that was like sooner. I just want to see if I can find it real quick. I'm trying to think of some other things. Maybe it was on comic book and I just can't see it. I would not be surprised if it was and I just can't see it. Maybe, I don't think it was. Do I follow anything else? IGN, comic book. Let me look up Avatar. Maybe it's on there. Maybe that's where I saw it. Avatar. No, I think that was it. Yeah. So that's insane to me, guys. That made that much money. Globally, 445 million, and also the third largest opening since the beginning of the pandemic. That's insane. That's crazy to me. With, the earning of 34 million at the domestic box office. And guys, this is just like the opening weekend. We still have like next week. We still have the week after that. Like, again, I definitely think this movie is gonna maybe, if they play their cards right and this keeps going, it could take over the first movie for all we know. You never know. It could take over that spot. Or, you know what I mean? I definitely think it's going to be on the list of highest grossing movies of all time with the first movie and Titanic and Avengers Endgame and a whole bunch of things. I think it's definitely going to be on that list if it keeps up the momentum. If not already on there. I don't have the chart pulled up of like what they need to do to get on that list, but definitely it's crazy. But guys, again, that was the video. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.